So here we go. Game number 2 between Gaucho and BFB starting, and it definitely looking is definitely looking like normal Arabia, and it definitely is. And the civilizations are gonna be Repiola. For Gaucho, that's gonna be what is it? A Chinese. And then Kalashnikov, aka Nikov, of course, is gonna be playing Hans, and he is gonna be joined by Nayax, and that's a Mongol, of course. Otherwise, Saleh for BFs is gonna be Persian, Han for Tiger, and Shmoof is gonna be playing Mongol. So fairly standard civilizations, or the Chinese are not really that standard. They are not bad, of course, but usually on Arabia in 3v3s you see a bit different civilizations. Like, for example, Mayans, of course, or Aztecs, or you can be finding Spanish in there. But, well, they are opting for Chinese in here, so let's see how they are gonna be playing. Otherwise, it seems like Nikov is gonna be on the flank against Saleh, so exactly as I said, there might be a bit of a fun. Yet again, Saleh was definitely holding Patin under the neck the whole game in there, so let's see if he's gonna be attempting to do the same with Nikov. It's probably gonna be a whole lot more difficult, but, well, let's not say that Patin was in a tough nut to crack. Anyway, as we are looking across the map potentially to see if maybe somebody is gonna be stealing. And yeah, right now we're looking at Nikov, right now arriving at the top, and potentially, though, he could be scouted by Saleh, so they are at pretty much the same spot. So we are definitely gonna be expecting that potentially it could have been some kind of attempt, but yeah, right about now, since they basically discovered the scout from each other, it's not really gonna be meaning anything. So apparently, not any kind of attempt to steal is gonna be on the left. On the right side, it's actually gonna be what? Right about now, Nayax, as of course Mongol, against Yellow, that's gonna be Tiger, the newcomer in this game as a Han. So, of course, that's gonna be interesting matchup in there, as of course plenty of scouts we are gonna be expecting from the Mongol, whereas for the Han, it's gonna be, of course, quite probably some crossbowmen and whatnot, or other crossbowmen to be in the castle age, of course, so archers, normal. Maybe he could be also opting for some scouts. Let's see. We have seen that, for example, I think yesterday when we were playing on the Arabia. Yeah, yesterday it was Doom playing on that. I'm of course gonna be turning the chat off as well, so that we don't get any spoilers or whatnot. As we're looking into the middle, where of course not much is happening so far, just a bit of boar luring right about now, the second one still waiting in there, and yep, not any kind of mistakes so far made. Otherwise, quite nice gold at the back together with the stone, so that's definitely nice to see for the pocket, as you won't be having to kind of worry about some potential radiant from the front, if potentially the enemy pocket is gonna be faster into the castle age or whatnot, who is exactly on the other way around in here. He's having the gold in the front and the stone as well, so potentially he is gonna be target for some early radiant in there, as Loom is coming in, and of course boars are absolutely everywhere and in the correct position so far, as of course on the left we are right now going to be looking back at Nikov, who is having plenty of sheep and he's having kind of forward resources as well, both the gold and stone, but at the same time it's probably not gonna be that problematic for him, and I'm fully expecting that he's gonna be using the stone as part of the walling. It's gonna be fairly easy. Put a palisade here, then continue to this stone, to potentially this gold, or maybe just to the wood line. It's gonna be quite tricky in the long run, because he will still need to finish on the left side. So it's not really that easy for him, but otherwise there are definitely opportunities, as he's right about now, using the time to push the deer next to the TC, so that he is as efficient as possible. So far he is not really leading on the score, but of course he is. He is Han, so it definitely makes sense that he's not gonna be running away just now. He's gonna be running away just a bit later, as otherwise the sheep was doing a bit of scouting at the back. So far she is taking a bit of a nap, not really wanting to do anything more, as apparently there's gonna be a mill for red, and that's kinda quite far away. Quite far away, not really efficient placement it seems like, but at the same time, if he built it in the middle, those deer would just run absolutely anywhere, so it's not like it makes a whole lot of sense to do anything else, and he could be potentially even thinking about pushing those deer as well, so this is a very good placement in considering all of those things absolutely everywhere across the map. So far we are looking at 16 villages across the board, just Kalashnikov, aka Nikov of course, and Nayax are having 17, so they are slightly ahead of everybody else in the game. But of course the Chinese, quite surprisingly, is not really all that much better off. He is right about now at 17, as 18. Really, it seems like that Nikov with Nayax are slightly better playing than their opponents, slightly more efficient, as they are one village ahead. Above, for example, right about now, Tiger in here, that's the player that we are looking at. Do I see this correctly? Do I see this as a dead villager? I think that I do. Yeah, that's definitely that villager, and that definitely explains why right about now Tiger is one villager behind, and it could be also explaining it for Shmoof, but Shmoof is at least coming up. But yeah, I'm right now fully certain that Tiger actually lost to villager. to lure in the boar. That's definitely unlucky for him, as he's right now trying to at least make up for it by pushing the deer in there. As the first feudal age is gonna be coming up from Nikov, and he's already scouting next to his opponent, who is also scouting there with his own. And let's see what's gonna happen in here. So far, of course, as the Han, we would be expecting that once he advances, he's probably gonna be coming for some kind of archers to raid his opponent a bit, who is already walling himself in, preparing for the wars right about now. And of course, Sully, yep, he will have to do a whole lot more to wall up, because he definitely needs to make that happen. Yep, right about now on the right, we are right now seeing some signals, because of course Shmoop is also working on a bit of a wall for himself, because he definitely needs to do so, as we said a bit before, he will be quite soon under attack from the other pocket player, maybe even from the flanks, because the gold is quite far away, the stone as well, and he doesn't really have any kind of safe mines, which is always a bit of a problem for a pocket. So yeah, potentially a bit of an issue for him. And so far we're not really seeing any kind of drushes or whatnot. So everybody aiming for the feudal age and then continuing with the fights, as they are just meeting yet again, as they did on the left side. So they are really right now knowing what their opponents are doing or not. So feudal age is really trickling in for everybody across the board. We're gonna be right now looking at Nikov, who is switching into archer range. So yes, exactly. And it's gonna be archers for a bit of radiant. As for, of course, oh, actually, there is gonna be a bit of a drush right now coming from Sully, where I'm, well, quite worried that it's not really gonna be enough. But of course, since he's drushing, he's gonna be attempting to advance fast into the castle age to potentially get at least some horses up in time to basically help him against all those archers. But since he's already going to be quite late, as the archer range is up, and the second one is gonna be up pretty soon as well, yeah, well, this is probably gonna be quite a lot of wasted resources for nothing, I'm afraid. Already. Oh, he didn't trap him. He was definitely hoping to actually trap the scout as well. But he did run away at the very last moment, so that worked out for him. But of course, there is still plenty of room to be had for him, as villagers are gonna be fighting in there. And of course, he's gonna be waiting for some first archers to come up. Yep, they're already up. And with them being ready to deal some damage, those militias are gonna be dying. But let's not be too hasty, because there still potentially could be some kind of mistake moment for Nikov. So far, he seems to be quite careful about those villagers. Yeah, right now moving with him. So 2, 3 dead, and it's gonna be last one. So yeah, very nicely and skillfully dealt with. All 4 units from green are dead without a single loss for Nikov. That was professionally done. Professionally stopped the drush right there. So nicely played, as we are right now looking at a bit of scouting by Tiger, who is potentially trying to see where he would be raiding. But of course, as we are looking at the Mongol for the opposing team for Nayax, who's already switching into few scouts as we expected. You can see nicely plugged hole through the stable in there. He is gonna be trying to move forward to potentially raid yellow, but maybe even more than that, he could be advancing into the pocket, as that usually is much more important on Arabia, because once you are disrupting the booming of the pocket player, you are given much more of a chance for your pocket to be basically game changing overall. So Scout, he knows that the wall is coming up, but unfortunately he cannot really stop it just himself. So Repiola is going to be coming in with a bit of help with full health Scout, so that's very nicely played and nice communication right about now by Gauchos. Nice indeed. So yeah, not really a kind of wall is gonna be coming up, so goodbye villager, and we of course gonna be moving somewhere else, because of course their blue archers are already coming in and they know where is the hole and they know where they can go. As of course, unfortunately, Sully is not really ready for this at all, because he's advancing into feudal age at nice 27 villages, trying to go for some faster castle, as is of course Shmoov, but not really going to be enough at this point it seems, because the only one is gonna be attacking right now from Black Forest is gonna be Tiger. And, well, he might be able to keep actually Nayax at bay, it seems like, at least at this point, but it's probably not gonna be strong enough to somehow even lure, for example, Repiola to help him, because, yeah, it really doesn't seem so all that much, as there was a bit of attempt yet again to actually finish the wall. Oh, this is Rambo in here, trying to finish at all costs. Come on, can you actually hit it here? Oh no. Yeah, he cannot. He really cannot, and he's gonna be paying with his life as well. So that's already 3 villages dead right about now for Sully. And the raiding hasn't even started yet. It's just gonna be starting right about now by Nikov. So, yep, definitely slow walling in there, and quite nice reaction by Nikov, and of course very nice scouting by them, so that they could have seen exactly what they needed to see and react as they needed to react. So nicely played. Shmoov coming into Castle Age, as is gonna be also Repiola. So both pocket players, as the villages are gonna be 29 for the Chinese and 27 for the Mongol. Well, he's of course advancing a bit faster, so That makes up for the difference in the villages in there. So it makes plenty of sense as Nayax is coming for wheelbarrow, and he's gonna be quite happy with the fuel age for a bit longer, as he needs to boom a bit, and yeah, this is gonna be up to some proper microwave, because of course the archers, they are not really that strong in hand to hand, but of course they are having enough numbers in there, and unfortunately Sully kinda underestimated the situation, and well, he's losing villagers in pretty big throngs, and he's also gonna be denied the gold. That's quite unfortunate for him. On the right, when the battle is still raging between Tiger and Nayax, we are looking at, of course, the yellow player having, well, quite a bit of fun, of course, with Teal, as Teal is not really allowed to go anywhere, which is exactly what you expect from the flank player. So that's all the pocket player needs. He just needs to be basically prepared, or rather protected from any kind of potential raiding. And that's nicely job done by Tiger. And of course, Sully, well, Sully is kind of protecting the pocket as well, because he's dying on his account a bit. So he can basically allow him to boom as he wants, but he's of course gonna be needing the assistance pretty soon, and Shmoof already should be coming there, and he already is, exactly at the right time. He's gonna be having all the knights sent there, and of course that's not gonna be good enough right about now from Nikov, because those archers are just not gonna be good enough against a castle leech unit. The power spike is just a bit too much. Okay, so let's see how short process this is gonna be. Already coming in, but as I'm looking at the minimap, the situation is gonna be getting quite a lot scarier, as this is very nicely played, of course, as Nikov is gonna be losing plenty of them. Yeah, you can see that he completely missed all those knights in there, so he lost basically like all the army in here, so nice defense. But unfortunately also Red is coming up, and if he is paying enough attention as opposed to Nikov, well, the camels are gonna be quite a big problem, of course, for the knighties, and yeah, the numbers are just gonna be a bit better for Gauchos, because they are gonna be basically 2 versus 1. In the meantime, the battle is apparently right now moving into Yellow's base, as Steel has been able to defend himself quite fine, it seems like, and oh, the wrath of the villagers is coming. This is this seems to me some kind of last ditch defense from Blackfest, because they have been attempting it at last game as well, especially by Sully. And right now all the wrath of the villagers is gonna be unleashed on all those scouts. Yeah, they're just not gonna be getting alive from this, or actually are they? Well, it seems that they might be, because there are just plenty of them, and unfortunately with not really any coordinated efforts and any kind of good micro by the yellow player, he's gonna be losing them in throngs, as those scouts are even a bit upgraded, it seems, in there. So, well, he did get rid of them for the moment, but it seems like that, yeah, right now he's gonna be resigning, because this is not really a good position for him anymore. Not because he sent the villages in there, but because he definitely didn't have any kind of army in there, and that meant that, of course, he wouldn't be able to stand any kind of chance against this raiding. And considering that, of course, on the left, the battle wasn't going all that well either. You could have seen that, of course, even though Shmoof was coming right now to the right side to help, having a bit of problems and kerfuffle with the nature as well. This army is just gonna be getting a bit more than what BS could be handling, and Sully, we could have seen a bit earlier, he already lost plenty of villages, and he would be just a bit too behind. You can see already the knights looking for a way to get through, and of course, even through the finished wall in there, well, almost finished, it just wouldn't be good enough, just those skirmishes in here. Villages at the end, 28, 20, 38 for BS, whereas the opponents were already about 40, all 3 of them. So you can see the economic advantage was really there. Just Shmoof was able to keep up, but yeah, well, that's just not gonna be enough when your flanks are gonna get absolutely hammered by the enemy players. So, well, another very nice brave attempt. Tiger very nicely playing against Nayax in there, denying any kind of difference in skill for quite a long time. As, of course, -1 military, how can you actually get that? For Tiger in there, that's funny. Not entirely certain how you can achieve that, but yeah. The skill definitely came through, and Gauchos A, one of the favorites of the tournament, quite definitely are gonna be taking the first match in the group stage for them as a 2-0 win. So let's look into the achievements. That's gonna be Nayax with the highest score, and otherwise, yeah, well, kinda makes sense. Shmoof not really that far behind. He was playing quite alright in the pocket in there. As Tiger units lost 41, yeah, he lost definitely quite plenty, because he lost plenty of villages in there as well. But that was also because he was resigning, and at that point, if you lose the units, you are still going to be, of course, losing them into the stats. Well done, GG.